Hello everybody, back at it again. It's been a while since I posted a video, but we're here at the schoolie and this is going to be one that is very important, something that I wish I knew when I was first installing my diesel heater, and this is a major upgrade. It's a game changer. So whenever I've installed one of these Chinese diesel heaters, I've used the tank that comes with it. This is a 10-liter tank, but when I was installing our diesel heater this time, I broke the fuel nipple. Usually there's a nipple section where the fuel line goes onto that comes out of there, and I might have over tightened it, or just maybe it was malfunctioning part or whatever. Defective is the word I'm looking for. But whatever the case is, the thing broke on me and it's not working. So I've always just used the regular tank that comes with it, but this time it broke, so I had a problem. I had to fix that. And in addition to that, usually I would carry a 2-gallon fuel jug just to keep me topped off of them in the woods for a while. But this upgrade I'm about to show you has changed all of that. I'm going to show you a 2-part system that I found out how to fuel my diesel heater for the long term off-road. So the first part, it's a Webasto part, and when you think of Webasto and you think of these Chinese diesel heaters, you're like, well, I buy the Chinese diesel heaters because I don't want to pay the Webasto prices. I think this part that came from Webasto was like 30 something bucks or something like that, so it's not, you know, that crazy Webasto price you're used to paying. And then the second part is a fuel jug, so I'll show you those 2 parts right now. So what we've got here is we've actually got a 5-gallon designated diesel jug, and it was important that I find one that stands upright so that way I don't take up as much space, because when you have one of those that's kind of low to the ground, it's kind of hard to pile stuff on top of a diesel container. You know, you don't really want to do that. So I got one that was standing straight up and down, found it on Amazon, and this is the part right here, and I'll kind of show it to you in more detail. But this is a siphon that there's a tube. It goes all the way down to the bottom of the tank, and you can cut it to size. It comes pretty long, and then it just siphons the fuel down this tube, and I placed my fuel filter here so that way I'd be able to see it really well. And then I mounted the pump underneath the bus, and of course the diesel heater is over there where the fuel then comes up into. So here's that tube, and again it just goes down in there. And I used the screw cap that comes with this because inside of there's a rubber gasket that just fits. Let me see if I can get it. It just fits perfectly in this screw cap here. So I wasn't getting a military jerry can. This is just a regular Scepter, if you can see the brand. And it's 5.3 gallons, so 20 liters. And it just fit perfectly all together. And I had to kind of bend this around to make sure it was at the bottom. And I cut off a few chunks, or a couple chunks, and here we are. And this just siphons it right out of there, and so that extends out the time that I don't have to fill up every time I go to a gas station or anything. I can, you know, and I'm not paranoid. You know, I'm not paranoid about my fuel running out on me because I've got that 5.3 gallon supply there. So hey, this has worked out quite well for me. And if you want to do something similar, you know, research it. All this is at your own risk. I've put it in my build and it's working out pretty well, but wanted to show you that before this diesel heating season really kicks into full gear here, you know, where everybody's going to start needing their heat. Anyways, we haven't been posting that much. We've been helping out a church out here in California, and so that's been taking up the majority of our time out here. But we're ending this roll mid-December, and then we'll be traveling for Christmas and stuff like that. And we'll be back at it with this bus life content and everything. And so stay tuned, subscribe if you're not already. And as you can see, there's still a lot more projects that need to get done to this bus. So you'll see this bus and this channel grow as we go on. One last thing that I found out with this system though is that every so often I have to come out here and just kind of unscrew this lid a little bit to let some air in, because there's no breather hole mounted on this. So at some point I might put a breather type like one-way valve or something on the fuel can itself, so that way I don't have to like burp it, so to say. But you'll see like the sides will kind of like scrunch in on themselves, and so there's some negative pressure in there, which I want to alleviate from time to time. But that's it for this video. See you in the next one.